you're having a great week. Welcome to the DI Dashboard webinar. And my name is Shawnee, and I'm the training evangelist for Dealer Inspire. And I'm here to bring you all kinds of great content and guest speakers to tell you everything you want, need, and should know about the Dealer Inspire platform, as well as all of the other amazing stuff that we're going to do, that we do for you. Um, just so you know, in case you want to share this with your friends, and I highly recommend you do, this webinar will be posted on our website within 24 hours in case you need to duck out or if you'd like to hear or see it again because they're so chock full of great information. You can just go to dealerinspire.com and the page is hashtag DI How Do I and click on past webinars. We also have an FAQ page that is getting updated regularly. So there's so much great information there. So I suggest you check that out as well. We're pretty much going to keep everyone muted. So if you have any questions, please send them through the chat board on GoToMeeting. Or you can also email me at dihowdoi@dealerinspire.com. And you'll also get to see you'll also be able to send it to our speaker, who, by the way, speaking of speakers, today we have with us Erin Kasch. Erin Kasch is the account director, and she is amazing. And she's the one who, this woman's brain is just amazing. She has so many things in there. If you need anything, she is definitely the one to talk to. And she is with us today, and she's going to talk about continuity in your marketing message and how it's so important to make sure that all your messaging is the same throughout all your mediums to not alienate your clients. So, Erin, I'm going to hand over the controls to you and take it away, my friend.
Oops, sorry. Thanks, Shawnee. Thanks for having me back.
No
so
problem.
excited to be here. Just get this up here. Perfect. Wasn't sure after the last webinar if you'd invite me back, so happy to be here. I like to be able to talk about things that I care a lot about and that I think are so important in the dealer space. And coming from the account side of things, it's something that we see and our team has an opportunity to impact every step of the way, just making sure all the messages align. And so just wanted to kind of talk through that today, and also just about how exciting the Dealer Inspire platform is and how all the tools we have on the site kind of gear you up for that continuity. So whether or not you use launch services or you have an in-house agency at the dealership or you outsource to other agencies, it's really easy to make sure that message is seamless. So just kind of want to dive in and talk about what's going on. So right now, you guys have this potential for all this messaging. So this could be probably not the exact plan and all the pieces that you use in your media. I'm sure I've missed a couple here and there, obviously. But right now, your current marketing mix might look something like this, which is a piece of traditional, a lot of digital. I think you guys are really savvy, so I'm sure you're involved in all kinds of things. But even from the digital perspective, you're running your website, you've got your social that you're either posting in-house or you're working with a group to do that. You've got your search engine marketing efforts, so if that's display or search or pre-roll, and then you have your paid social advertising, which we hope you're leveraging, email marketing, and then you have your third parties like AutoTrader and Cars.com. So even just in the digital space, there's so many messages and so many iterations of your brand floating around. And then take that over to the traditional side, and I know we've seen a lot of cutbacks in that area, but even as a digital agency, we never recommend that you completely scale it down, just because that helps support your brand recognition in the marketplace, and that drives some of those branded searches so people know who you are. But looking at all those different pieces, there's such opportunity for this to become fragmented. The experience can become very separated. So just want to talk through some of those tools today that we have in Dealer Inspire that can help pull it all together. The last thing you want to do is have a radio commercial on and you're advertising a vehicle for $199, but when they get to the website, you have a lease up for $249, and then they get to the VDP, and the payment is completely different. So we just want to make sure we're always thinking about consistency and thinking of the end first. What is the goal in the end? So just to kind of jump in, the other piece of all of this is putting it together. So you guys know, and I'm sure since all of you are very progressive, that people are visiting more than just your website. People are visiting other sources. Maybe they're on Edmunds, maybe they're on cars, maybe they're on your website. And so there's so many different paths that the user is taking. But this is a report that we've really started to put some stock into in Google Analytics, and it's the top conversion path report. So I've got on the left side here kind of the path you would take to get to it if you went into Google Analytics. But this is going to show you how important it is, especially online, that your message is consistent, because you'll see the way that people are coming into the website, and it's not just they found you on a Google search or organic, and then they came in and then they submitted a lead or sent in a form on your website. So that's what we'd qualify in this instance as a conversion. So there are many different paths to that. So this kind of visualizes what's happening. So this is going to be the different ways or the channels that they entered to get to that conversion or that form submission. So you have organic to paid or social or direct 5 times over before they decided they were going to submit a lead. So just an example of what that path can look like. And I always talk about my mom as an internet user, because I think she's got a really interesting perspective on that, and that she might click the paid search ad, she might find it on social, she might come back directly, and then if the dealership sent her an email, she'd probably click that and enter too. So you have to really think about all the different ways people use the internet, and so this is a really exciting way to kind of dig in. So if you haven't ever looked at this report before, I would definitely recommend it, just to get a handle on kind of what's going on in your website and what's happening. And with the Dealer Inspire platform, when we launch you guys, when we get you set up with your analytics, we do set up every form that exists on the website as a goal. So you can actually go in, and what would be measured as a conversion is a form submission. So just to check that out, it's really kind of interesting how that all meshes up. So what tools do you guys today have at your fingertips to actually meld those messages and make sure everything is consistent? From the Dealer Inspire side of things, you have access to the WordPress CMS, which we know our dealers are doing and going in and creating custom landing pages and coding and making changes, and it's incredible. It's why we built the platform, among other reasons, but to give you guys the freedom to build things on your own and to actually really get into it and see what you can do. And we do have people that send us their custom landing pages to check out from time to time, and I would encourage you, if you're building some, to send those our way, because we'd love to take a look at them. We'll actually showcase a couple in a second here. You have the ability to build custom SRPs. So if you only want to showcase a certain amount of vehicles or a specific amount, you can create an SRP shortcode and actually put that on your custom landing page. So you're not exposing the whole inventory, or you're not dropping, let's say, a paid search ad just to all of your new vehicles. You can really dial it in. We have the flexibility of the HTML5 video. If you have a video team on your side of things and you love to create new videos, it's very easy as far as getting the image or the new video uploaded. Once it's all packaged up and ready to go, we can send it to our support team and we'll go ahead and put it in place. I know Memorial Day was a couple weeks back, and we did have a few dealers send some Memorial Day videos our way, so we can make that change for the holiday. Just another way to kind of mirror what you guys have going on traditionally. And then obviously you have the slider access if you use the sliders on the website, so those are easily interchanged. And then personalizer. So this is something we had a webinar on a few weeks back with Shani and Joe Chura, our CEO. Personalizer and geofencing, and just all the capabilities that come with that. So really exciting. These things are things you can go ahead and start implementing today. We're starting to explore those options. And Shani, I know you've been doing a lot of training, so
Yes.
we'll see what more happens if people, really want to get into all those different options for personalizer. So
Right. If I could just interject for one quick second, just to jump on the back of
sure.
what you just said. Yeah, one of the reasons why we do WordPress, in fact, I just recently did a training and I was showing, all the things you could do. And person I was training was like, that's it? That's it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it is that easy." That's one of the reasons why we have WordPress. Basically, we build the skeleton for you, so any of the hard coding, any of the special features. But as far as that goes, you as clients are able to go in there and see what you can do. It's amazing what you can do with without knowing much code. Get in there and have fun with it. We use WordPress because it is the most easiest and most user-friendly platform there is. So, and it's robust, and it's not just some blog like the. I think we have some huge clients. Like I think Beyonce uses WordPress. I mean, come on, Beyonce uses WordPress though. It's amazing. So
Yes, she does.
so yeah, so it is, that's one of the reasons why we use WordPress. And just to mimic what Erin said, you guys can really do some great stuff with it. So keep coming to these webinars and check out what the rest of what Erin has to say. And I will be quiet now. Go ahead, Erin.
Well, thanks, Johnny. So I mentioned Joe's past webinar, but I know Rich's was a couple weeks ago, and we had all kinds of people on that one, and it was amazing to see what you can do with the platform. So just a couple examples of how you might build these landing pages for campaigns that you'd be running on either traditional media that you need to redirect people to, or even online campaigns that you're running. So if it's paid search or it's an email marketing campaign. So I want to just pop out of here and I will show you a couple of the custom pages that we're talking about. So this one is Groponi Hyundai, and this is a custom page that one of our clients built and shared with us that we really liked. So this is for the 2016 Elantra. So you've got the ability to put this built-in conversion form over here, information about the Elantra, that it's for sale, find your own. So you've got a link right there that's going to take you to the full inventory. Or you can even keep scrolling, get a little bit more information. So why do you want to go ahead and shop there? What are you getting along with that? Another call to action to find your new Elantra. And then here's that custom SRP that I was talking about. So you can actually put the vehicles right into your landing page. Another call to action to schedule your test drive. So really an awesome use of the platform, and it's got that animation, and then we're even looking at additional models. So it's been amazing to see this work come through, and this is perfect if you're advertising 2016 Elantras and you want to be able to showcase a little bit more information, especially because it's a brand new model year. Or this would be a great style page if you don't have it in stock yet, but you know the demand is high. So putting something together and you can do a pre-owned or a pre-order, so great way to utilize that. Another example I wanted to show you is right here. I'm going to load this up. So if you are targeting Spanish speakers in any of your advertising, or you have a large population of Spanish speakers in your market, a lot of times there can be a disconnect if you're running ads in Spanish and then you drop them right onto the homepage of your website and everything is in English. You've just created a huge disconnect between your potential customer and the information that you're delivering them. So this is a landing page that the Andy Moore team actually put together, and everything is in Spanish, and it's had really great conversion rates. So really excited to see it, and this is going to be another one of those examples. So we have even the animation, those things are all possible with the WordPress platform. So I think they did an amazing job here and being able to track all of these things, create a goal in analytics just to track the conversion there. It's been amazing. So just another way, that's another connection, and this is one that sometimes isn't as easy to play out when you're dropping to the website. So thinking of the end user when you're starting to build your campaigns from the beginning is going to be huge. The other one I wanted to show you guys was more event related. So if you're running an event, you might be running an email campaign and you need to get people to the website to register or just for more information. So these are some of the other options that are available. So just another quick example of everything that can be done inside the platform. I really like this one. They did a really great job. So just a couple landing page ideas for you guys if you want to give your hand at designing those. Let me pop back into the presentation. There we go.
Come on, interwebs. There we go.
Perfect. So outside of just the landing page, just took a second there.
Yeah.
My computer's been working really hard today. So outside of just the landing pages themselves, there's also always going to be opportunity to customize the website in other ways. So I did want to give a couple other examples of that. And this would be an on-site example of that continuity in action. So this can translate well from traditional media over to the user experience, just in that if you've got a radio ad going or TV or even a newspaper ad at this point, anything's possible. But if you're advertising that Nissan Rogue for $179, excuse me, and you're advertising either on the radio, on TV, in a newspaper, and then someone finds you online, you obviously want to make sure if they're coming directly to the homepage, that's going to be the first message that they see, and it's consistent with everything else they've heard that you have going on. And then you also have the ability, once they decide they want to view the inventory, to hit them with that message again. So everything is consistent. It even has the same look and feel. It's the same vehicle that's featured. So all the way through, there's no question about what you're looking at. So a quick example on that. And if you're using sliders on the website, that's one way you can do that. And then the other piece is that personalizer message. So this is really fun for us. We like personalizer a lot. And so should you. So this is one example of personalizer in that if I've come to the website and I visited the CMAX SRP over here, I got this beautiful SRP banner over here when I first visited the page, and then I return either a day or two later, because, you know, chances are I'm probably going to come back before I submit a lead. At least that's what the numbers we looked at earlier told me. The other side of that is now I'm going to get served this message to remind me that I was looking at the CMAX and that it's $209 a month. So just that reinforced message, everything is lining up in terms of what's coming front and center when I visit the website. So really kind of exciting. And these would be personalizer messages that also utilize that geofencing tactic. So one thing about this client, Automex, is that they're very nearby, let's see, less than 5 miles away from an Air Force base. So that's a great opportunity for them to market directly to people on base and make sure they know that there's definitely an offer for them there. So when you visit an SRP and you're in the radius of the Air Force base, you're actually going to see this message come up for you and invite you to click to learn more. So excellent, because if you're driving around the base and you're on a mobile, or if you're sitting in the base on your computer looking for a vehicle, you're going to see that, and that's going to be consistent, and that should be consistent with any other marketing that's going on or direct mail that's getting sent into the base. So just reinforcing that message from there. Before I go into any more examples, I know I have one more I want to talk through. I mentioned before that Shawnee's been doing a lot of training, so just wanted to hear from you some of the personalizers that you've been working with clients to set up and how that's kind of flowing into the consistency of the message.
Sure. I know the biggest thing is there's two really big trends right now that we're seeing. One is using your USPs, your universal selling perspective, unique selling perspective. And if you're not quite sure of that, Ryan Kwasniewski did a webinar on that a few weeks back. But basically, it's what makes you unique. You know, what makes your dealership special. So that's a great place to use as a jumping off point. For instance, if one of your USPs are that competitive pricing, then we've been doing a lot of geofencing, geotargeting around competitors. And if usually people are on one dealership and they're searching, they're price checking for other places, then if you have that consistent message is like, hey, we beat or match competitor prices, or our prices can't be beat. You want to make sure of that. You do want to do your research, just to find out, the check on your competitors. But that is a message that should be throughout every part of your marketing mix. So your USPs are really something very important. Not only do they tell the customer what you're all about, but they're also they build trust. It's like if you don't like to haggle, and no haggling is one of your USPs, then you're able to put the price on there and put something that states guaranteed price. And while they're at the other dealership and they're waffling, it's like, well, we can make it this price. It only helps you out. So a lot of geofencing around competitors, that's been doing really well. Community pride. A lot of our clients also have, they're in certain areas, right? They're in areas rich with colleges or military personnel or uh, fire departments, some sort of service industry. Then it's really awesome to be able to take care of those people, right? So USP, community pride as a USP and as a way to use a personalizer, you geofence the person coming from, in that area, in that military base or whatnot, whatever other places that they frequent, and as well as in your social campaign, your social, traditional, talk about the special incentives that you have for veterans and keep that messaging throughout. And then comes to your website. They all come to your website and they see that message and it becomes a hub. And the last thing I want to talk about real quick is also events. So many of our dealerships have special events that they do either yearly, quarterly, or what have you. And it's so important to. That's a really great example to first of all creating a landing page for that special event, and then all pieces point to that landing page, but also all pieces say the same message. For instance, one of our clients, they do Kasch does a race for pace, and if they have the duck rally, the little rubber duck rally, and you see the little duck everywhere when they have that event, and it's on all of their marketing pieces, so you know exactly what that is, and it stays the same throughout their marketing mediums. And you also see it on the website and the hub, and everything that they do goes straight towards that. Um, and you can use personalizer for that as well. So, there's certain people that, you know, use this, go to this thing every year, or it benefits someone. So, there's really no limit to what you do. The only limit is just make sure that the message is the same.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it because you have such huge insight. I know our account team is always planning and strategizing with our clients, but to be able to see what's going on with Dealer Inspire clients and kind of where their mind is and helping them formulate that and actually put it into action is so important.
Yeah.
So I had one other example outside of what you talked about, and you did touch on it with competitors as well, and that's that geo-target for competitors. So to your point, if you've got other advertising out there that talks about beating your competitor, or just online, you want to target specific market areas and let them know we're happy to beat your purchase or take a discount. You can either draw that circle or rectangle around your competitors, or even select coffee shops that you want to target because there's people in those areas, or large employers. Drop a circle around that place of employment and make sure you're offering a special deal to those people, like you said, community loyalty and things like that. So this is set up on mobile just in specific areas around Bradenton, and it's just going to be that offer to stop by and receive $500 off purchase of your new vehicle. And they also went that extra step, and not just to show the banner, but also to create a coinciding landing page, just like they did with AutoMax. So you can actually even fill out the form for redemption. So really cool, a lot of different ways you can use it, but so many pieces, and it's so easy just to go ahead and make sure that message is matching. So quick and easy, different things you can do. Obviously, our team is definitely here to help and put some strategy behind that. But when you guys are thinking about putting together a new marketing piece, do it with intention, understanding exactly what you're doing. Don't do something to get it done. Do something that's measurable and that has a really good end goal, so you can keep the digital efforts in the website as the hub and keep that in mind. So when you're planning, think about these things. What is the end goal of the message? Do you need a landing page, or can an existing page like an SRP be modified to carry that message throughout? And how can you ensure visitors from all media are going to see it? So that would be, what URL are you using in your advertising? Where are you pointing them? And then based on that, what elements of the website do you need to make sure are displaying that same message? And then obviously, is it as targeted as it can be? if you're only running in a couple zones for cable, or you only have one market area for your newspaper delivery or anything like that, then use geofencing as a tactic there. Use geofencing so only the people that are getting your ad are going to be seeing that message, especially if it's like a deeply discounted offer or something like that. So that was what I wanted to share today, and just make sure we're using the platform to the fullest capability. I know we've got more webinars coming up, and they really deep dive into the what and the how of everything, but just wanted to take a few minutes today, talk about that, show off a couple of examples to kind of get your brain juiced up and working on different ways you can think about your marketing plan and how you're going to put everything into action.
Excellent.
So that's me. No chef, yeah, no chef's coat today. Just
You guys, oh my God, you
taking
guys,
it.
she makes the best food, you guys. You don't even know. Um, we did have one question come in. So how does the personalization show up on mobile? So I'm glad you asked. That is a great question. There are two things. Okay, so we both know that with your mobile sites, Dealer Inspire really prides itself on having responsive uh, sites. So and we use one code. So the great thing is that much of the personalized that you do will show up on mobile. There is a very specific content key to use. If you use the content key, and if you're not sure what the content key is, you can reach out to me, or you can check out Joe's webinar on personalization. That is the content key is VRP personalization, and that will make sure that whatever personalized you just set up will show up on mobile. Now, since that sometimes because mobile has such valuable real estate, right? It's not always, um, it's the URL is not always going to be the exact same thing. The VRPs aren't always going to show up the exact same way. One of the ways that we one of the things that we are going to roll out here soon is the ability for that personalizer to show up regardless of the URL. Right now, you would have to make a personalization for your desktop URL and the mobile URL. Because as I mentioned, sometimes they're not the same just because of the way we configure the mobile site because of real estate. So it does show up and it does work really well, especially on VRPs and even the homepage. And if you're ever having any trouble with getting those to work, then just feel free to reach out to me and we'll get that taken care of for you. So hopefully that answers your question, Mark. And if not, then give me a holler.
Awesome.
All right. Do we have
Very cool.
yeah, do we have any other questions? Anybody I'm interested in know how many people are still using a nice swath of traditional media. I know that we still get some every once in a while we'll still get some PDFs from the Auto Trader or newspaper ad that will go up, and we'll put that up as a special page. But just interested. All right. Well, if you do find yourself having any questions, there's Erin Kasch's email right there, ecash@launchdigitalmarketing.com. And Erin, can you go to the next one for me, the next slide?
I sure can.
Thank you. And there's mine, DI at dealerinspire.com. Also, I really want to stress the importance of checking out our website. The DI has its own page. We have this amazing fact page. So many great questions and answers there, and we are constantly updating it. And we also want to know what you guys know. You ask me a question, and then it goes up there. So check those out. And our webinars are just so much great information, chock full of information. We got videos, we got awesomeness, we got it all for you. So it's all there. And next week, because you asked for it, we are going to be doing part 2 of creating engaging landing pages. If you missed the last one with Richard Simard, it was amazing. I mean, it went over. It's long. I'm going to tell you guys, it's long. It's a little over an hour, but all the information is so great, so pertinent. It was just like I was ready to build websites like right then. I was like, I'm going to build some websites. It was just so amazing. And it's done with very little coding, if any. So the amazing stuff you can do, the examples that Erin showed you were, that's all stuff done by, people who just they like to tinker around as a hobby. They like to get in there and play. So please, by all means, get in there, see what you can do, and show us. We love it. We love when you guys. This is what it's for. It's for you to get in there and play. So that will be next week. I will be on vacation, getting my Disney on. So you're gonna get. But don't you worry, because Alan Hain, and you know the legend, Alan Hain will be guest hosting that, and he is tons of fun, and it's gonna be another great one. So lots of information. Lastly, please fill out the survey. It should be in your emails by now, by magic probably, or elves. The email's already there. Fill that out and let us know what you'd like to see here. We've been trying to use some of the examples already, and making sure we get that information out to you guys. So, Erin, thank you again for guest hosting this with me. It's always a pleasure, and of course, we'd have you back. And you're probably going to do another one, just so you know.
Awesome. Sign me up.
All right.
Wonderful. Great
All
talking to
right.
everybody today. Thanks so much.
All right. So, thank you so much, everyone. I am Shawnee, the trainer of technologies for innovative dealers such as yourself. I will not see you next week, but I will see you the week after. You all have a great weekend.